Very good evening to all of you. Thanks for joining us here on this Sunday edition of the Urban Debate. I'm Afrida Rahman Ali. Our top focus on the Sunday debate is on the issue of the power crisis in Punjab, which has only escalated with protests now spilling over onto the streets and AAP leaders being booked for protesting outside the CM residence. The issue has taken tremendous proportions. Punjab, remember, has been reeling under an unprecedented power shortage, with the urban and the rural areas facing long hours of power outage. In terms of the figures that we are looking at, the demand for power has touched 14,225 megawatt, but the power utility has been able to supply 12,800 megawatt. The gap of 1,425 megawatt has triggered power cuts of up to 14 hours in the domestic sector. And remember, with monsoons being delayed, there is intense heat. This is affecting the common man on ground, the residents of Punjab. Not just that, the farmers are impacted. If their power requirement is not met with, Punjab being the highest producer of food grains in the country, it is going to have far-reaching consequences for the rest of the country. And therefore, remember, the important points here being that the current government in Punjab, the Congress government, blames the previous governments and the power agreements made by the previous governments. The system has been messed up actually by successive governments in Punjab. Protests have hit the streets. The heat wave is intense at the moment. And also at the moment, we are looking at the power politics that is being played. Right now, two important developments have happened. One is that amid this power crisis, Punjab's own Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu continues to attack the Congress government, now coming out and saying today that he believes 300 units of free electricity round the clock to consumers is an achievable target, echoing exactly the Aam Aadmi Party's poll promise. So that's an interesting development. And also the second development today being that our protesters were booked under disobedience of orders by a public servant and also under the Disaster Management Act. So we are going to put out some important questions here around this issue and around the developments that have taken place today. Let me welcome our guests on the show. Manpreet Sandhu, spokesperson of Punjab Congress, Harjot Singh Bain, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, and Kulween Sira, chairman of ASSOCHAM, Punjab and Northern Council for MSME. Thank you so much for joining us here on Mirror Now. Let me begin by asking the Congress spokesperson Manpreet Sandhu. Manpreet Sandhu ji, abhi jo hum dekh rahe hain, the current situation is such that your government is announcing some quick fix measures. And we just heard about the compulsory offs, certain amount of damage control is being attempted at. But your own leader, Navjot Singh Sidhu, says that domestic and industrial consumers should be given electricity at a cheaper rates, which goes to show that you are not doing something which you can easily do. What is stopping you from doing what your own leader, Navjot Sidhu, is suggesting? Okay, I think we are not able to hear Mr. Sandhu. We'll have to fix that connection. Meanwhile, let me go to our other guest. Harjot Singh Bains of the Aam Aadmi Party is with us. Mr. Bains, you know, the fact is that you cannot simply only blame the current Congress government, can you? The previous BJP SAD government has also messed up. And cumulatively now, it's the people on the ground that is facing the brunt of it all.
Perfectly, Afrida ji, but my simple submission is that it is now 4.5 years in power of Captain Amrinder government, and in last 4.5 years, and I remember that we are in 2021. We talk of the global power, India becoming a global power, and Punjab being a leader in thermal and hydel power production. In 2021, we are facing a complete blackout, and one of the major reason of it is that while everyone knew it, that this is the peak season in whole India, not only in Punjab, in whole India, the Congress leadership, the Congress cabinet ministers and the Congress chief minister, Captain Amrinder Singh, was busy fighting their on petty issues, their profit sharings, their, the sand mafias and all. And instead of focusing on the coal procurement, They were paying visits to Delhi, and this is only inner fight. No one thought of the people of Punjab. We are farmers. Punjab's farmers are already fighting for their cause in Delhi, in all the borders. And right now, our farmers are forced to sit on streets in Punjab also, and even the common people. Mohali. Yesterday it was 14 hours power cut in Mohali. In Ludhiana it was 8 hours. In Captain Amrinder Singh's hometown it was 12 hours in Patiala. This is the situation in Punjab, and I think this is only reason for this is that the Congress whole government, whole cabinet was busy in their inner fight. No one thought of Punjab.
Yes, so therefore there are now serious questions around this. Like you said, it's the people on ground who are bearing the brunt of it all. Multiple cities, Mohali, Ludhiana, Patiala, all of these cities are facing an intense crisis. Kulvinder Sira, where exactly did things go wrong for Punjab to face this today? Now, of course, some solutions are being worked out, but we are told that there were 2 power plants which shut down, and if they were functioning, today we wouldn't have faced this situation. Is that a correct assessment?
So basically, the thermal plants in Bathinda and Ropur area combined capacity of 880 megawatts. Those were shut down, and no alternative was planned by the government, so that there should be more power instead of those. And suppose PSPCL proposed like 100 megawatt solar park instead of for the Bathinda power plant, and that was rejected by the state government. And
Yes.
uh, the Bhakra, I've heard that they haven't really cleaned the deposits down there, so that its efficiency should be increased. And they drained out the half the water out of it before this, just anticipating the monsoons. So those predictions have also gone wrong. But the problem for the industry is, and in general for everyone, is that you are giving a short notice, just overnight notice, and tomorrow there's no power. It's not how it goes. There are export units in Punjab. The Punjab is also catering to domestic market in India. And what is the image of Punjab coming
Yes,
up?
but Mr. Sira, what you
It-
have in terms of the Congress government's justification is that apparently 139 power agreements were signed by the SAD BJP government. 17 were enough to cater to the state's full power demand. And this is the CM referring to these agreements, adding that the remaining 122 for 1314 megawatts of expensive power were signed, putting an unnecessary financial burden on the state. Now, how do we fit this into the overall picture? Are those power agreements actually responsible as per your assessment, Mr. Sira?
Basically, you cannot pinpoint on the previous governments that this is done by them, and you had a lot of time, 3 to 4 years, to work on it. So you should have worked on that. And if
Okay.
today, at one time we were power surplus, today we are in power crisis. So why didn't the government have enough the linkages from the central government to the state? Even there we have a bottleneck. In if the central government is having more power right now, they are willing to give us, but we cannot take it just simply because that infrastructure is not there to get it. And
Okay,
if
that's
the
an important
industry
point. I
runs
want to put that across to Manpreet Sandhu.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's take it point by point. Now, this is what you're saying here, Mr. Sira, is important. Manpreet Sandhu, would you agree that apparently the paraphernalia, the infrastructure is not in place? So even if a power sharing deal were to be worked out with the central government, you do not have that structure in place. And why has it taken the Amrinder Singh government 4 years to wake up to this problem and now realizing where all there are loopholes in the system? Yes, Manpreet Sandhu, please. Okay, I'm sorry, we are not able to hear Mr. Sandhu again. We'll try and fix that. Harjot Benz, would you like to take that question? I was asking about
Def-
now seems to be a threadbare analysis of what is wrong with Punjab's power infrastructure, but what has taken the state so long? And even when AAP comes up with a big promise of providing 300 units free and all, do you realize that you may not really have the paraphernalia in place for it? Are these just empty promises, or have you done your background checks to support that kind of a promise?
Frida ji, before I go to your point, I would like to add a very important thing that today Captain Amrinder Singh government has come up with a declaration that they are planning for a legal solution to cancel the PPAs which they blame, which were done by the Kalidal government, which they blame for the present condition. Now, my question is that why this statement? And even now it is only a statement. Why this statement is coming after we have to gherao his farmhouse? Why this? If it could be done now, why it was not done in last 4.5 years? That's the question. Why Captain Amrinder Singh was sleeping on it? He could have he had full majority. He could have come up with any time on a legislation and cancel those PPAs. If those PPAs are responsible for looting the public of Punjab, they should have been cancelled. They should have been annulled, and the Vidhan Sabha has power for it. And if now they are claiming that they will be doing it, why, when only 6 months are left for the elections, they are declaring? So this clearly means that Captain Amrinder Singh government had failed. They were sleeping. They never thought of these things, and Punjab and the people of Punjab have to pay price of it. And now coming on to our declaration, even during the last
but those
elections,
power purchase agreements, Mr. Benz, to be fair, were signed by the BJP SAD government. I agree. You're saying that why didn't they make the corrections in time? What was he doing all these 4 years? But then there is a legal process involved, is what Captain Amrinder Singh says. No, he says that a legal strategy is involved to counter the ill-conceived PPA, so it may not be as simple as you're making it out to be.
No, Afrida ji, there is a very big hypocrisy in it. If now, and it is their statement, if now a legal strategy can be carved out, my question is why we have to wait for 4 years for carving out a legal strategy? If a legal strategy can be carved out right now, why it was not done 4 years back? That is a simple question, and that is where it lies.
No, that perhaps is because this kind of shortage was not envisaged. A lot of factors are responsible for this shortage. But yes, I do agree. Unfortunately, we don't have the Congress spokesperson to answer that question.
No, Frida ji, it is not only about the electricity shortage. People of Punjab are paying thousands of crore for faulty PPAs, and if they are faulty and if they can be annulled, why it was not annulled in last 4 years? Why not even a single action was taken? And now they are planning to carve out a strategy on that. It is not only about a power shortage, it is only about wasting people's expenses. And basically,
so is that the issue then, Mr. Sera, that this proportion of the problem was not envisaged? And what Mr. Harjot Singh Benz is also saying is that the Congress government had enough time to initiate that legal process to fix those faulty power purchase agreements. That was not done. But I want to ask you another question about what the Chief Minister has quoted. He is saying that the result of the failure of one unit of the Talwandi Sabo power plant generating 660 megawatt is responsible. So the Congress government has been justifying the shortage by citing these problems. Are they accurate, Mr. Sera?
So basically the gap right now is more than 1400 megawatt. So you cannot just point out at 660 megawatt and say that that is the gap. So, and also that was the preventive maintenance of that plant was due some months ago, and it has taken long time for the preventive of that plant. It should have been done on time. And on the other hand, if we see the impact on the industries, especially the export units, they have commitments and long-term agreements out there. And if you have to pay heavy penalties, and these today in this time, everything is very lean. The whole supply chain, inventory, manufacturing, everything is lean for MSMEs or large companies equally. And you cannot maintain the stocks, and it's just that if the power is gone and you cannot supply anything, and who is going to pay for the penalties for that? Is it the government liable? Because they should at least give a 2 or 3 months notice beforehand, so that we can at least manage our productions accordingly and supply to wherever, and minimize the loss. Where is the responsibility of the government? And we have to if the industry cannot basically go for gensets. It's a big capital investment. If you produce on gensets, the price is at 25 rupees per
Yes.
unit. So that's all is gone haywire here. So who's responsible? That's the thing. And the current government,
Yes,
they had
so
plenty
clearly,
of time.
the policies are not in place. Let me have Mr. Sandhu answer those points that you raised. Manpreet Sandhu is on the phone line with us. So, Mr. Sandhu, we couldn't hear you last time. There are a couple of questions for you here. With Mr. Amrinder Singh now saying that there were faulty power purchase agreements done by the Shiromani Akali Dal and the BJP government, what took you so long to initiate the legal process to get those corrected? And what we have Mr. Sira here telling us is that for fixing the supply chain, for plugging those loopholes, it was always your responsibility, which you completely ignored.
No, see, there is the constant upgradation of the entire transmission sector is being done all the time. There's nothing that's out that it's not been done. The major issue which has cropped up now is regarding the power cuts and all is that the peak demand has risen substantially all of a sudden, because there are two factors behind it. One, the monsoon was not there. There were no rains for the last 10, 15, 20 days, which has led to quite a problem. The demand has increased substantially. Second is the irrigation demands, in a major area of Punjab are met by diesel generating pump sets. Like they lift water from the ground with using diesel sets. The diesel prices have gone so high that the farmers have, preferred to shift to electricity again. And this sort of unprecedented demand came up, and in the last 5, 6, 7 days, we did face a couple of problems, which were because of the high demand and the weak monsoon. But now, since yesterday, we have managed to recoup this whole thing, and the supply has been restored to quite an extent, and it will be restored completely in another day or so.
But you have reneged on your electoral promises, Manpreet Sandhu, because before coming to power in 2017, the Congress had promised that it would renegotiate the existing PPAs to ensure low-cost power. What happened to that promise?
Yeah.
If you had done it well in time, this situation would not have arisen. Would you concede?
See, there are some legal complications which we need to get through to them as soon as possible. Definitely, the legal complications.
Okay, we heard that before.
Under the Act, the previous governments have made such wild agreements, which we need to go to the Legislative Assembly to bring a new legislation retrospectively or something like that, which we are studying, and we will definitely act on that as soon as possible now.
Okay, but then of course it has taken you a lot of time to wake up to it. I want to go across to Mr. Sira once again to ask about this point that you made about the diesel gen sets, Kulwin Sira. It seems because of the price rise of the fuel, now that option has become untenable. And Mr. Sandhu also talks about how there's been a substantial increase in demand. So all these factors coupled together is responsible for the present crisis?
So basically, the gensets, like I said, it's rupees 25, almost rupees 25 per unit. And if the demand is increasing, it's the government only distributing the transformers and the supplies everywhere. They know, they have their homework done that so and so area is getting developed, so and so industry is coming up. So they have all in hand that this is the layout of the infrastructure. This is how much we have to produce to cater to it. And if the government is claiming that the infrastructure is there, everything is in place, there's no problem. So why can't they get the surplus power from the central government? And why these power cuts at this time? Where was the planning beforehand? Paddy season is there every year. The planning is being done by the government, by the power board since decades. So why this year, in this modern time, we are facing such an issue?
Yes, so clearly there has been no forward planning, no denying. I think that point has been well established. Mr. Benz, one more question to you about whether you're happy with the solution that is being suggested now by the Congress government, including having a compulsory off days for certain sectors in order to reduce the power consumption. What you have is the Amrinder Singh government now suggesting that there can be a certain streamlining of the process of power consumption by keeping certain unessential sectors working on certain days of the week. The other assurance coming in is that 8 hours of power will be supplied to the agriculture consumers uninterrupted, so the paddy growers will not suffer. Is that satisfactory enough?
Afrida ji, not at all. You know, the industry has been facing a lot of crisis in last 1.5 years. The COVID pandemic has already broken the backbone of our industry. And, you know, after a series of lockdowns, when now the industry is again trying to stand up, and this decision can prove fatal for the industry, especially the export units. So this is not a solution. Shutting off industrial units, how the state will run, this is not a solution. And also the public offices, the timing has been from 8 to 2, and everyone knows that in Punjab government no one comes before 11.
Yes.
The officials. So this is not the solution. The problem is that there are two reasons for this. Number one, in last 2 months, the Congress has only been doing infighting. They have to admit this, that there was no homework done. Everyone knew that this problem will come. It comes every year. And in all the states of India, even in Delhi, we faced the highest, but we did it. Even during the highest demand, 24-hour power supply was given in Delhi. In Punjab, they failed because in last 2 months, no homework was done. And the second and the biggest and the main reason is that why these PPAs are not cancelled and why this problem is that the captain government, the Congress government are in hand with the Badal, and they had been shielding the misdeeds of Badal. And it is only now, due to the poll pressure and due to the voices, due to the Andolan raised by Aam Aadmi Party, that they are coming up with this statement that, okay, we are carving out a legal strategy. The truth is
okay, let Mr. Sandhu respond. I need to close the show. Mr. Manpreet Sandhu, Harjot Benz insists that it's because Aam Aadmi Party has now flagged off these issues that you have woken up. There is infighting within the Congress, which is clearly out in the open. Mr. Bhagwant Mann has also said that 10 rupees per unit electricity in Punjab is the most expensive in the country. How do you justify that? You've booked Mr. Bhagwant Mann, but AAP is raising these issues.
Firstly, I would like to say there is no unit. The cost of unit is not 10 rupees in Punjab. This is a blatant lie. It's not the truth. Secondly, what I want to tell Mr. Bass is that this is for the first time the power demand has gone up to 14,000 megawatts. It has never ever been 14,000 plus. It's so that the exponential demand which has risen all of a sudden. It has never ever.
No, we got that point, but you have to answer the questions we are raising. You also have to answer your new office timings of 8 to 2 p.m. How does it work? We have, people from your state telling us no one lands up before 11 a.m. So is this kind of streamlining really going to work? Or are these just quick fix cosmetic solutions?
They are like trying to humiliate the officials of any state government. This is not right on their part to say like this, that officers don't turn up before 11. Firstly. Secondly, every summer, if Mr. Bass is unaware, every summer, all the offices in Punjab, Rajasthan, wherever the heat wave comes in, They're always early morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock even timings. In Rajasthan,
Okay.
it's 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. in the morning. I hope Mr. Bains wakes up by that time. Then only he would know. And secondly, there is
Okay.
nothing of that
All right.
sort.
Let's hope that some immediate solutions are worked out, because ultimately the crisis.
We are already,
Yes, it is the responsibility of Captain Amrinder Singh to address the immediate crisis. It has taken a tremendous proportion. I'm afraid we'll have to end the discussion here. Thank you so much for joining us, Manpreet Sandhu, Harjot Bains, and also Mr. Kulvinder Sera, for giving us your time. Thanks so much for watching.